This is the beginning of printing off the Nucking Futs. Yes, I kid you not. Pylon racer that the Grumpy Modeler. My son sent me a link to the Grumpy Modeler's Pylon racer, and it looks pretty good, and it certainly is very fast. So yeah, printing has commenced. This is the nose cone. All the settings are usually the same. I'm doing single wall printing. This is going to be the glider, so I'm not going to actually print. I've already got a sort of pylon racer from 3D Labs, the Joker, which obviously I've completed. And so I'm going to keep that as the pylon racer for now. Um, which is a bigger wing. In fact, there's two versions of this glider. There's, well, in fact, three, come to think of it. Um, if we have a look at the files, you'll see why. So he's done a good job. He's made it free. So this is completely completely free. It's under Creative Commons, and it's well designed. That's the main thing. So once you've downloaded it, you've got a collection of files. If you've got a large format printer, then there's a large format sections for very tall printers. I'm using the standard because I'm using an Ender 3D Pro. There's a glider fuselage. So you'll see there's different types. There's a glider one, there's a larger printer one, there's a larger printer one with external motor, larger print with no firewall. So there's all different flavors. There's even one that includes a Cox 49 nitro type motor. There's somebody done has a conversion for that as well. And then there's a standard fuselage. So that's a standard fuselage regular printer. There's different versions. So it's fairly self-explanatory. It's also got wing latches, which is good, so you can pop the wing on and off, which is definitely something 3D Labs have only really just started to get into, the concept of having a wing that you can pop on and pop off. It's included a latch for it. There's a glider nose, so I'm going for the glider. I just want to see how it handles, and I'm going to go for the larger wing. So there's a larger wing as well. So you'll see different wing sections. And yeah, so that's the one I'm going to print. So that's your sort of source files. Then it's just a matter of doing the usual slicing. So depending on, my previous videos covers all of the settings for thin wall printing, which really have been perfected since learning how to print 3D Labs wing sections and fuselage and the like. Yes, this nose has just got a couple of bottom layers, so it'll weld onto the fuselage section. If I just undo that, come back to the fuselage section I'm now printing. Oops, let's just drag that back in position. So this one I'm going to include two top and bottom layers, and that's because if we slice this up, we want that to be filled in a little bit so we can bond onto it. Doesn't need to be overly thick because we're not going to mount a motor into it. So I've just got a couple of top layers to thicken up the pegs effectively at the top. This is the dovetail section that other people are starting to use now, which makes it much easier to glue these sections together. And then at the very bottom, if we just zoom in down there, you can see I've got a couple of layers just to fill in the bottom section. He's using two walls effectively. So although it's single wall, he's actually put two walls in for strength and a floor, you can see here, to give it additional rigidity for landing as well. So well thought out design, straightforward, just a box section really, but pretty tidy. So anyway, that's my next project, and I'll get this posted up shortly. Catch you later.